This video is brought to you by Captivating History. Too often, we trace the past, trying to pinpoint the exact beginning of something we later call a revolution. Revolutions don't begin with a single act, but rather the convergence of, or divergence of, ideas, practices, and beliefs to a focal point. That focal point is often considered the match that started the fire, though the fire couldn't exist without its fuel already in place. The Industrial Revolution resulted in the rise of urban populations, the creation of mass quantities of consumer goods, and the eventual transformation of society. As a whole, its rise is a bit easier to track than other movements. Images of dark, smoke-belching towers, powerful locomotives, and a new class of wealthy, called robber barons in the US, are commonly considered the results of this revolution. But what ignited this fire? What sparked its beginning? Just coming to an end, the Renaissance had changed the path of history. The Protestant Reformation split England from ties to the Pope and the European continent, and the rise of the merchant class soon followed. But that movement didn't ignite the Industrial Age. A damp, foggy mid-18th century England may not seem like a likely origin for this spark, but it was. The process started with sheep. The English raised sheep, turning fleece into wool, which was then spun into fabric, becoming shirts, pants, and blankets. Since the Norman conquest 7 centuries before, the English countryside was dotted with small cottage weavers. Weavers were often a single family working with their own flock's wool, but sometimes a group of 6 or so combined their efforts to attract more trade. Thread from wool was painstakingly made by hand. The physical effort of separating the fibers that were then spun into a single thread kept the textile industry small and isolated. When the English Empire moved across the Atlantic to the Southern American colonies, a new fabric, cotton, began to replace wool as a new source of cloth. In the new America, cotton was being grown and woven into fabric, but they faced the same challenges as their counterparts in England. That was about to change. Revolutions ride one of two waves. Either a flood of available raw materials or a shortage of those same materials leads to innovation. Ways are discovered to profit from the excess, or methods are invented to fill a supply gap when a product is scarce. In 1733, the English inventor John Kay created the flying shuttle, a device that quickly moved thread back and forth across the loom, pounding the thread into place, then repeated the process. Weaving speed increased dramatically as yards of cloth rolled out from the loom.